So today, we're playing the Reaper, and we've got a Bloodthorne build. When we hit 50% HP, it's game on, as Mr. Struggles activates our Bloodthorne 140% faster. And a Wolf Badge boosted by another 25% will give us damage reduction too. But that's not all, we may also be turbo stacking a Vampirism as well. Can we stack up enough to deal big damage with good old Bloodthorne, or will we lose the rest of our HP? Let's find out. Okay, let's go and do some rank games with a random character and see who we're going to get today. So it looks like we're playing the Reaper. We do start off with an Armed to the Wilds, which is kind of awesome. Now, we're also going to be offered a freaking Wolf Badge too. Now, do we take this? Because we can go in here and we can have a quick look at the Berserker's items. We can go in here and have a quick look at the Berserker's items. And we can go for big old busted blade. We could also go for a spiked staff type builds. Now, chin-ups is really fantastic with the Reaper 2. We could all Mr. Struggle. So we do want to take it, and we kind of do want to prioritize grabbing a Torn Whip, since we do have this Armed to the Wild. I'm going to start off, I'm going to grab this broom for now. I'm going to take out our Starve Courage because I do really want to grab these shields. Now, call me crazy, I'm going to sell our Starve Courage, and I'm going to grab this Walrus Tusk. Now, unfortunately, I do want to keep our Wolf Badge in, but we're going to need our weapon, and we're going to need our spikes. I'm going to reserve this Piggy Bank, and yeah, our Wolf Badge is not going to be in for now. Bit less than ideal, but it is what it is. We definitely want to be crafting up that spike shield for sure. Now, unfortunately, our opponent is looking pretty decent compared to us, so we do end up falling short. Just pause the video to remind you to like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps me out. Thanks. Now let's get back to the video. We spent a lot of gold on something that we didn't even place into our inventory, which we got right now. I'm going to grab the storage. I do kind of want this healing herbs, preferably over this freaking Piggy Bank. But I'm going to take the Piggy Bank, and I'm going to be taking this garlic as well. I'm going to reserve the healing herbs, but I'm going to move on. Now, unfortunately, we only have one weapon still, which is not so great. But we do have our spike shields and Armed to the Wild, so we have the potential to stack up about 9 spikes. Now, our opponent is just rocking double weapons with a little forging hammer and a frying pan, which is pretty good for us, because that little forging hammer is going to be such a low DPS weapon that is going to be triggering our spikes as well. However, with that Battle Rage and that Health Pot, our opponent could pass us out here. Although that's a lot of spikes stacked up, and we barely survived. Holy moly. That was definitely way too close for comforts. I'm going to grab this Whetstone. I'm going to grab a set of healing herbs. I would like to grab this customer card to potentially try and find ourselves that chin up. I'm going to spend our monies on it, and okay, at turn 4, well, turn 5 technically, because we're not going to be able to bite this round. Bloodthorne. Now, we could craft up a Shepherd's Crook as well. Do you want to go Bloodthorne, or do we really want to go for something for those crazy chain up type setup? The problem with chain up is we're going to have to find ourselves our little forging hammer. So I think we're going to rock with Bloodthorne. We're going to be crafting up a Shepherd's Crook as well. But we'll see how we get on for right now. We didn't put in our healing herbs, but we still have our spike shields along with our Wolf Badge. With our Whetstone, we should be doing a little bit more damage. But our opponent is rocking a wooden sword with a torch. Going to have some scaling damage with a torch as well. And surprisingly, they're doing a lot of damage to us. We do have our Battle Rage still though. And can we win out? It's looking super close, and unfortunately we cannot. Our only source of friability though is our Wolf Badge with this garlic. Now, we could take guard power here, just to get some regen stacking up for our Bloodthorne, but it is very slow. Or we could take Piggy Pinata, try to grab some value from that. Hell yeah, I'm going to be grabbing that. And holy moly, that's awesome. And now I really don't want Shepherd's Crook anymore, to be quite honest. I did want it to resist a lot of debuffs and protect our own buffs, because the Bloodthorne suffers pretty badly if our buffs are removed. I would love to keep it, but unfortunately, I think we have to sell it. We're going to sell you, and we're going to pretty much craft this up almost instantly. Now, I definitely still want all these items, but we can't really afford them right now, unfortunately. So I do kind of have to move on for right now. And we are going to have a high chance to lose them, because again, we're rocking a lot of weapons that cost a lot of stamina and no big old banana, unfortunately. Especially going to be getting another spike shields. That is going to be pretty darn rough for us. And yeah, That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Unfortunately. But hey, we got a Bloodthorne, which is going to be amazing for us. Let's grab our fanny pack. We do want to increase the speed of it. We're going to grab the banana. We're going to grab our piggy bank. And unfortunately, we're going to be taking out our piggy bank for this Amulet of Wilds once again. I'm going to roll. And I kind of want this Gooberts with this leather bag. But do we want another Walrus Tusk? I don't think we do. We're going to take the stone. We're going to move on. And this should be somewhat decent. With a Bloodthorne, we should be able to stack up a little bit of Vampirism and a lot of spikes. Especially with our Amulet of Wilds and our spike shields. We should be able to deal a ton of damage. Yeah, not too bad. No, can one of our piggy banks explode? Awesome. That is fantastic. A corrupted crystal. We could try to go for a fatigue type build with our wolf badge. And our Bloodthorne type setup too. Now if we kept our freaking... If you kept our Walrus Tusk, we could craft up on our spike shield buff. We don't really want that. I'm going to grab our Goobert for now. I'm going to grab even more storage. I'm going to roll. Now I kind of want this Undead Amulet for sure. But yeah, I'm just going to take our little bit of a garlic and I'm going to move on. So with Gooberts, we should have a little bit of a heal. And yeah, this Piggy Pinata is not going to be in the best position for our Gooberts. But it'll have to do for now. I did prioritize increasing the speed of a corrupted crystal for some fatigue damage as well. But our opponent has pretty much removed our Vampirism with that garlic, which is not so great, but with our Amulet of Wilds, we should be able to deal a lot of spike damage. And that is Prismatic Orb. That's also a Hunger Blade as well, so we could potentially go for a double Bloodthorne. It would eat up a lot of our stamina, but I don't think we take it for now. We could also go for an axe, but I don't think we really want that axe. Let's grab you. Amulets of Alchemy, not so great for us. I do kind of want this Prismatic Orb, so you know what? I might just move on once again. Yeah, I'm just going to move on. We're going to get a Prismatic Orb in the next rounds because that is going to give us Vampirism off the rip. So we're getting a fairly high value items super early on, which is not too bad. But our opponent is rocking some crit chance with a magic staff. They do have a lot of block damage, but they have barely mana generation, so not too bad. And we do get to choose our subclass, and we could go for a couple of options. We could go for Amulets of Alchemy, big potion builds, a lot of vampiric potions. It sounds like a lot of fun, but I do really like the wolf badge in combination with our Mr. Struggles. Because if we drop below 50%, we can activate our Bloodthorne crazily fast once we drop below 50% HP too. So you know what, I'm going to grab this for now. We also get Mr. Struggles, which does remove a lot of buffs as well, which is pretty darn awesome. We can grab an armor for some dragon scale for a lot of damage reduction, but I do really want to grab our Prismatic Orb. Now we could literally go crazy with our Prismatic Orb in this position, making it go super fast with Mr. Struggles and our Wolf Badge, so we get a ton of buffs. But we could also go with our freaking Corrupted Crystal. It kind of leaves us in a little bit of a worse spot where our setup is for our Gooberts. But I'm going to be taking a banana, and you know what? I'm just going to be rocking on once again. So this is going to be a super fast Bloodthorne once we drop below 50% HP. While our opponent is rocking a freaking double axe with a lot of damage as well. That's going to be a lot of scaling damage. We'll see. We're stacking up our spikes. We're stacking up our Vampirism. We almost on a live there, but not too bad. We did answer back. And awesome. I'm going to prioritize Mr. Struggles. I do really want to grab Misfortune, but I also really need storage. You know what? Let's just take them for now. Do we take out our spike shields? I think we take out our garlic for Mrs. Struggles. We do need to keep a banana in because our Bloodthorne is going to go super fast. I'm going to sell a garlic to roll, and I definitely want to stamina stack with this deck of cards. Because that is going to be 2 luck for Misfortune to start stacking over buffs. I was more likely going to start stacking regen since we do start off with that. Unless we hit with our Vampirism. Or potentially our spikes. Now our opponent is dealing a ton of damage to us, and unfortunately, yeah, we couldn't just survive that. And holy moly, we got ourselves another tornado. Not too bad. Now the thing is, we could go for heavy drinking since we do have the Amulets of Alchemy. But we didn't go with Cauldron, so I'm not really planning on taking it. So it kind of leaves us with Blood Manipulation, which I do still want to take. Now we can also pivot here. We could definitely pivot here and go for max life stacking with a Thorn Blue. It would definitely be awesome, but I don't think we're going to do it because I kind of want to rock with the Bloodthorne for now. Let's take our deck of cards. It does give us a reverse card. And you know what? I'm going to sell this turnip for now. So we can grab ourselves another stamina sack. We definitely want a Toad for some stack and luck for ourselves. But do we still want this reverse card in? This reverse card is going to steal some buffs. So it might potentially have our Misfortune stack a bunch of random craziness. But I'm going to sell the banana. I do kind of want to sell this. So we can grab ourselves this Toad. Which is going to be extremely good for us. However, I really do not want any magic items near Prismatic Orb. Because then we could end up stacking up a lot of mana. We're going to sell our Pocket Sand to continue to roll. Another set of healing herbs. Definitely another piggy bank. For sure as well. But we're probably going to grab this gloves and let's keep moving for now. So at least with our Toad, we should be able to stack up our luck. For Misfortune to turbo stack. Now we're going to be turbo stacking spikes more than anything, but that still should be pretty good. However, that's a lot of cold on us. Slowing us down by a huge amount. But that is an absurd amount of spikes. And not too bad. I definitely would love to grab more Amethyst Wells. Make our spikes do crazy, crazy stuff. Let's grab all this. I'm not going to take any of these. I'm going to roll. And we 150,000% need this bloody amulet. To the point where we're going to sell our customer card and a stone so we can add it in and craft it up. I'm going to take out our reverse card so we can have our piggy bank in. And you know what? I'm going to move on. Once you craft up those blood gubbards, we should be in a much, much better spot. Especially with this blood manipulation. Probably in the worst position of all time, to be quite honest. But hey. Now we're actually stacking up a lot of Vampirism, which is nice, but we do kind of need to add in a second weapon. Make better use of that Vampirism, but that's big ol' Bloodthorne damage. And awesome, we got ourselves a fancy rapier and a garlic. Now we are definitely going to grab this. Come on, Amulet Whales. Amulet Darkness, not too bad with that Blood Gubbard, since Blood Gubbard is going to be dealing some damage as well. And we can keep our fancy fencing rapier, since it is going to be scaling up our luck. But I think I'm going to get rid of it. In favor of freaking Piggy Bank. Now we could take Darkest Lotus. We try and remove some buffs too, but I don't think we really want that. Now, Demonic Flask. We could try and go for Staff 1 Healing. Staff 1 Healing would be awesome with this setup as well. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave it. And I really want to grab a second Toad and another Mr. Struggles. Now, I did place our Amethyst Darkness in this position, targeting our Bloodthorne, along with our Blood Manipulation, and along with our Gubbard as well. But I'm going to have to move on with this. You know what? Let's buy this garlic before we do move on. And yeah, let's keep going for now. So we should be able to get a lot of Vampirism. We do start stacking up like crazy. And I do want to grab as much Mr. Struggles, Mrs. Fortunes, and just keep removing buffs from opponents while stacking up a Vampirism. And awesome. However, that is a second Prismatic Orb, which I'm going to have to grab along with Mr. Struggles. I'm going to roll. And another Corrupted Crystal with another Misfortune. But for now, I'm going to have our Prismatic Orbs in this position. Now, I really want to add in Mr. Struggles, but I'm not sure what we're going to be taking out for that. So, unfortunately, we do kind of have to move on. But we'll see. We are going to begin a King Gubbards. Each fill sleeve. They're going to be stacking up a lot of damage. They're going to have some vulnerability. But can we answer back? Once you drop below 50% HP, our Bloodthorne is going to be going super nuts. We've stacked up a crazy amount of buffs. And look at this Bloodthorne go. Holy moly. All we need is crit chance on that. And that is genuinely insane. And speaking of genuinely insane, Jin's Lamp. That is really fantastic for Misfortune. So that's going to be stacking up our luck, which is going to be even better. Let's grab this bit of storage. I was kind of hoping to keep these Corrupted Crystals to deal some fatigue damage as well. But hey, let's grab Misfortune. Let's grab Mr. Struggles. I'd much prefer removing a lot of buffs. Now I'm going to sell these. We could sell our gloves too, but I kind of do want to keep them, but I think we do sell them. Because I do want to grab more corrupted crystals. Now I know that these are going to be in our freaking Bloodthorne. But yeah, it's going to have to stay that way for now. But we'll see how we deal. Going up again, a Frozen Flame Pyromancer. They're going to be inflicting a lot of frost on us. We also inflict some debuffs as well with our Blood Goobers. But hey, once we drop below that 50 HP, we do answer back with a Bloodthorne, going turbo nuts, and yeah, not too bad for sure. Now our damage was actually a lot lower here because our attack speed and our activation speed was crazy slow with all the scolds. But that Bloodthorne is dealing about 146 DPS, which is genuinely insane. As for heals, we do have about a 27 healing per second. And as for block, not a whole lot of block. But I do think we can actually make this a lot crazier, so let's keep moving for now. Now we do want to grab Hollow Fire Lizard because that is going to be effect damage with our Amulet of Darkness. So I'm going to grab it. Do we want the Mana Orb? Not exactly. I'm going to keep rolling. Piggy Bank for sure with a Fanny Pack. But I'm looking for more storage. And we finally got our little Forge Camper. So I'm glad we didn't go for that chain up. It would have been a crazy, crazy long time to find out. I do get rid of our Spike Shields. I also really want to add in our Hollow Fire Lizard. I think I'm just going to move on once again without our Jin's Lamp in. But I do want to add in our Piggy Bank so we can have the potential to get some extra items. But we'll see how we deal. We're going up again a Cheese Goobert Moon Shield. They're going to be blocking a lot of damage, which is not going to be so great. But we are stacking up our buffs like crazy. That's a ton of Vampirism. Making our Blood Gooberts deal more damage. And dealing more damage, they do inflict more debuffs. Thanks to Amulet of Darkness. And awesome. Genuinely awesome. And speaking of awesome, we got ourselves a freaking Toad. Which I'm down to grab. I do want to move our Toads out to this position. So they're at least targeting this Misfortune. Let's grab our Mr. Struggles. Let's roll. Jimbo's kind of nice. We did get ourselves in our Piggy Bank, which I'm going to have to take. I don't want to take Jimbo because we could end up stacking up a bunch of random buffs I do not want. So I'm going to add in Mr. Struggles down below. Definitely want to grab this Fanny Pack as well. And add that in to potentially activate our Jin's Lamp on our Bloodthorne. But I'm going to roll again. Now I really want to grab ourselves this pineapple since it is on sale. But yeah, let's rock on. Now, still corrupted crystals in our Bloodthorne, and not so great. But I think it's kind of funny. Our opponent is rocking double Thornbloom with a Poison Ivy. They're going to be stacking up a lots of Empower and lots of Max Life. They're going to be stacking up a lot of Poison on us, but again, as long as we keep taking their buffs, yeah, shouldn't be no problem whatsoever. Now let's grab this bit of storage. Let's grab our Pineapple, which I'm going to place down below. And I'm going to roll. Now, do we grab one final Piggy Bank to try and activate our Piggy Pinata? Now, as much as I'd love... Unfortunately, our Amulet of Darkness is going to be in this position, but we should have moved our Piggy Pinata in here so we have 5% crit chance on our Blood Goobert as well. As for the Piggy Bank, we probably should take it, and it will be a lot of fun, but I definitely want another Misfortune. Let's keep rolling. And I do need to fit this in. I also still want to add in a Hollow Fire Lizard. So I'm just going to prioritize grabbing this, but I'm still going to move on once again. Now we'll actually see how we get on. We're going to begin this Magic Torch and Magic Staff combo. They're going to be inflicting a lot of debuffs on us, but again, yeah, we're turbo inflicting debuffs, we're removing all their buffs, and we're dealing a ton of damage. So just a genuinely awesome combo for sure. I'm going to grab this storage. Let's add in our Misfortune. Let's add in our Pineapple up top. And let's roll. And we could just grab a Divine Potion to resist debuffs ourselves. It would be kind of nice. We could just grab storage. No, I do want to grab this tiny bit of storage. So we can have our Hollow Fire Lizard in like so. And let's roll again. And we could grab a second Pineapple here. As for a final item, it might not be terrible, to be quite honest. The Piggy Bank didn't explode, unfortunately. It is what it is. But I think we're going to roll. And as for Misfortune goes, hell yeah, I'm going to be grabbing that. But this is going to be a fun setup. And it turned out to be a lot of fun, with double corrupted crystals inside our Bloodthorne, which I don't normally do. To be honest, we could have it inside our armor, which is what we should do, and I do kind of like having some fatigue damage. I was kind of hoping to go for some fatigue damage type build, but hey. We made it this far, might as well keep it in our weapons for now, to be quite honest. But hey, we could have also used it to craft up corrupted hearts, or even use Captain's Comforts to remove a lot of healing from opponents. That way we'd have healing reduction, we'd remove buffs, we'd inflict debuffs, and we would have some damage reduction, making us a pretty hard to deal with build. But anyways, let's go and see, are we going to win out? Can our double corrupted crystal Bloodthorne smash down this opponent? We're going to slow it down. They do start off with invulnerability with the King's Crown. They have double corrupted crystals, so they're actually going to get a ton of block. But they are going to struggle a little bit to scale up that poison pretty fast, to be quite honest. But they do get their invulnerability again. They do have their armor still. But yeah, they are stacking up their poison. We have 53 vampirism, which is genuinely absurd. That is 196 crit, which is a 5% chance to actually happen. Now that's another go of invulnerability, but look at this vampirism skyrocket. And big damage, holy moly. That was crazy. That was a 279 damage Bloodthorne hit with 114 blood Goobert hit as well. Kind of awesome. Now we do end up with an 80 DPS, but our opponent did have a ton of invulnerability, lowering our DPS by a little bit. But as for heals goes, we did have a 51 healing per second. And as for block, yeah, very, very little. I do love the combination of Wolf Badge with Mr. Struggles, but it would have been extremely awesome with some chain whips, but unfortunately, you do have to rely on getting that little tiny forging hammer. But hey, we did survive 3 lives left, so let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 11, rank this up quite a bit. But anyways, I'm going to leave it here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to keep looking for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in history. We're going to begin a Cheese Goobert double axe fighter build. It's going to be quite interesting. We're going to be stacking up a lot of max life. They do have a ton of healing reduction, so we could actually be in big trouble here. But we'll see how we deal with them. That's big old damage with a 5% crit chance. Piggy Pinata pulling it away, and there's big old Bloodthorne damage with that corrupted crystal double. Okay, we're back in history. We're going to begin another Bloodthorne build with the Burning Banner, with the King's Crown, and a freaking Shelly. By the Holy Light, Shelly is kind of awesome. For sure, they're going to be super fast, give them a ton of healing, removing all these debuffs. But hey, that's a crazy absurd amount of vampirism stacked up with some spikes. But this could be a long fight. Actually, maybe not. And we're going to begin a light Goobert shielded Power the Moon setup. Now this is actually a nice combo. This Moon Armor is going to be turbo stacking a mana like no tomorrow. Perfect for that staff fire. Now they're dealing big damage while we have very little accuracy. But we did drop below 50 HP. Can we bring it back? We did get a big old burst heal, but this is looking super close. And if we miss here, we lose, and unfortunately we did end up losing. But hey, we're going to be jumping in to the history here. We're going to begin a Blood Goobert's double magic or Mana Thirst Magic Torch type combo, especially with the Blood Gooberts and a Stone Golem. This is quite interesting. They get tons of heals, they can get tons of stacking damage, but we do answer back. And can we deal with a Hammer Dagger type build? With 100% crit chance at the very beginning, that's some big old damage. Once we drop below 50% HP, we do answer back with a Machine Gun Bloodthorne and get tons of healing, and yeah, just anti-burst Bloodthorne. And finally, we're going to begin a By the Holy Lights Excalibur Gearwood Guardian. They're going to be stacking a lot of max life. They do have that Falcon Blade. 2 benefits from any empower stacking they do get. Can we take them out before they do stack up that Cheese Excalibur? Yeah, definitely.